So after Olivia Newton-John passed away, as I said, I neglected to a little too long now to upload some reviews of some of her films, and I already reviewed Grease. Now it's time for me to do the film that came out 5 years later that is not good at all. It's called Two of a Kind from 1983, and yeah, at least with Grease, I know that Grease has its fair share of people that don't like it. At least you can point out the good in it, like undeniable good that it has. But with Two of a Kind, man, this movie is just bad, flat out. But I'll admit, it's the good kind of bad. It's a movie that's so bad it's good. It isn't like Travolta's some of his recent things like Gotti or The Fanatic, which are truly so bad, which are truly just flat out bad. With Two of a Kind, yeah, it's there's way too much fun and charm to really tear down. So the movie is, as I said, it reunites John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John. The year was 1983, and people often regard this as being John Travolta's death, like movie-wise, career-wise. It was regarded as being his death. Because this year, 1983, he did Two of a Kind and he did Staying Alive. I didn't think Staying Alive was all that bad of a film. I don't get why people trash it so much while they praise the hell out of Saturday Night Fever. But doing what? When you really look at Staying Alive and Two of a Kind, of course, that combo can be a pretty big killer. Yeah, Two of a Kind, much worse. So the movie deals with it's a supernatural romantic comedy. God wants to bring about the apocalypse unless he finds some good people on Earth. Or something like that. I don't know. It's a pretty ridiculous story, though, the supernatural plot of it. So, but it's ultimately the bits with Travolta and Newton-John that everyone really remembers. So Travolta plays this inventor who is in massive debt from these loan sharks, and he goes one day to rob a bank, and the bank teller, who's played by Newton-John, outsmarts him, keeps the money for herself. And when Travolta finds out that he's been had, he goes to get the money back. But of course, as you guessed, they fall in love, and the world ends up being saved by these two weirdos. Now, John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John, as I said, they're very good-looking people, but this is probably the best-looking that they've really ever been in their, like, in front of the screen, that is. They do not deliver very good performances in this. I mean, they're okay, but they're not totally great. Like, they're better in Grease than they were here. And as said, the movie is totally ridiculous on the stories, but I don't know, the chemistry between these two, very, very high off the charts. So you have the big 80s style, you have two very good looking people with some great chemistry that goes on between them. That right there, that's enough for me to just be gentle with, slightly gentle with. So, yeah, I've when I watched it, I could see where some of the true haters would come from, but I would still call Two of a Kind a little too charming, a little too ridiculous to really take seriously. So I'm going to give Two of a Kind from 1983 2 stars out of 4.